Hi learners, welcome to the today's topic. Today I'll discuss about the questions related to the question bank, and the topic is FE growth algorithm. Myself Priyanka Gupta. I am working as assistant professor in Department of Computer Science and Engineering Data Science at Institute of Aeronautical Engineering, Hyderabad. So today I am going to take some questions related to the FP growth algorithm. I'll tell about the solution of that, and we will discuss about that particular topic. First question is define FP tree. FP tree. FP tree is nothing but frequent pattern tree. So frequent pattern tree is a tree-like structure that is made with the initial item sets of the database. So that basically the FP tree is basically work with the item set. So the item set is nothing but there will be the set of items. So that will be the combination of item sets of the data set. The purpose of FP tree is to mine the most frequent pattern. So each of the node of the FP tree that is going to represent an item of the item set. So one node will be representing an item, and the branch that is going to represent the item set. The root node will be there. With this we have to depict that particular class, particular base node. So that will be the root node, and the null, that will be null in nature, and while the lower nodes that is going to representing the other nodes will be the item sets. So these of the right hand side and left side all will be the item sets. So association of nodes with the lower nodes, that is a item set, with the other item set, that is maintaining like this, that is going to form a tree. So that will be the frequent pattern tree. What is basically next question is defined support and confidence. So support and confidence. So FP tree that is going to find the algorithm of frequent sets. Support is the frequency of the item that is going to occur in that database, where the confidence is the probability of an item that is going to set occurrence with the set of items. So that is a difference between support and confidence. Support and confidence can be considered that can be represented by the following example. So one example is there, in that the bread and bread butter is there. So that the rule has been written like this, that is association rule. So bread that implies butter. The bread that depends on butter. So if some person that is going to purchase bread, they are also purchasing the butter. So that will be the relation between them. So here that has been written, support is equal to 2% and confidence is equal to 60%. So on what context and on the what basis that has been written? So the above statement is an example of association rule. Basically, this means that there is a 2% of transactions are there that has been brought bread and butter together, and there are 60% and confidence rate is there of customers who are going to buy the bread as well as the butter together. So like this the statement will be work on. So support and confidence for a item set A and B will be represented by the formula here in the if support of A we have to calculate. So formula is support of A is equal to number of transactions in which A appears. So how many times that particular item is going to appear in that particular transaction in one purchase, divided by total number of transactions. So how many items has been purchased in that particular one purchase or transaction. So that will be the support of that particular one item. Next is confidence of somewhat A and B. If the bread and butter is there, so confidence will be there. Support of A union B, that will be divided of support of A. So in which the two items that has been occurred together the support of that we have to calculate first using this formula, and then we have to multiply that, we have divide by the support of A, that in that for particular one item. So by these of the two formula of support and confidence, we are going to measure the value of the support and confidence. Next question is, what are the frequent item and frequent item set? Frequent item and frequent item set. So the frequently occurring item is frequent item. The item that is going to occur frequently, that is a frequent item. An item set that is consisting two or more items, that will be the item set. Item set that occurring frequently is called as a frequent item set. So that is a definition of these both. Next question is, explain association rules. In association, what is association rule? Basically, some rule will be written before we are applying the algorithm. So some of the algorithm, some of the rules that has been that will be written in the form of some syntax. So that will be the association rules. That is that in nature they are depending on each other. There will be some relation. So association rule mining can be defined as, let I is equal to sum of the items are there, be a set of an binary attribute called items. Let D is equal to some items are there, be set of transactions called as a database. So D is the database. In there, some of the items are there. I is equal to there, that will be the items. There are from that database we have to take some items in that I value. So each of the transaction in that D database that has a unique transaction ID, as well as that containing a subset of item that is in I. A rule will be defined as an implication of form that X implies Y. We can say X depends Y, where X and Y are disjoint subsets of item I. Items I, that is the element of I. So the set of item, those are X and Y, will be called as a, X will be called as a antecedent, that is a antecedent, and Y will be called as a consequent part. So these are the part in the rule, the association rule, that is called as the antecedent and consequent of the rule respectively. Now, the learning of association rule is used to find the relationship between the attribute. What are the relationship between the attributes in the larger database? And association rules, because for the larger data set, we should not have to check all the database. So if there will be some rules written here, we can have easy understanding of that particular database, what we are using from there. And association rule A depends B will be the form for a set of transactions, that some value of item set A that determining the value of item set B under the condition in which minimum support and minimum confidence should be there, that should meet there. So here, if A depends B will be there, we have to calculate the minimum support and confidence also, that should satisfy that particular condition. Next question is, what is conditional pattern base? So in the FP growth tree, there will be the one point there we have to form a conditional pattern base. The conditional pattern base is a sub database that is consisting of prefix path for understanding the FP growth dividation, tree dividation. So in the FP tree, that is occurring the lowest node, that will be the suffix. That is occurring in the highest node, that will be the prefix. So that will be the prefix path. Next question is, what is conditional frequent pattern tree? Conditional frequent pattern tree. So after we are applying the FP growth algorithm, so if after all the process, all the set of rule we will apply at that, after that we will get the conditional frequent tree. Conditional frequent tree will be built by the taking a set of elements that is common in nature for the all paths. So what will be there? if suppose how I can tell, if suppose one tree is there, one that this is null, that is A1, suppose A2, that is related to that. The B is there 1, C is there 3. So like this, some tree is there, right? Here if A is occurring here again, so if A is occurring here again, but that is not starting from there, so the B will be there. If B is not there, so here A will be starting here 3, so here C will be there. So C, that is if that is starting from here, so C will be there C2, C will be there C1, and like this. So this is a tree like a structure. So what is the path of to meet that C? What is the path? So there will be that A, B, C, that will be the directly C, that will be directly. So 3 of the paths are there. So that will be the conditional frequent pattern tree, pattern path. So that will be the set of elements that will be common for all the paths in the conditional pattern base. So for that particular item, one item. So and that is going to calculate the support by the we have to add that, and we have to count that support for all the paths in the conditional pattern base. So we have to write all the items like this. If suppose A were there, B were there, and C were there, so that will write like a 3 comma there were C2, there were C1, that there will be the comma. So like this, that will be the conditional frequent pattern base. So like this, we have to calculate the support count of that particular combination, we can say path. For one item, how many paths are there to reach there, that will be the path, and by the support count we are knowing how many times it is there, it has occurred there. Next question, which data format FP growth algorithm is going to use? So basically both of the a priori algorithm is also going to use for the frequent pattern, to know about the frequent patterns. FP growth algorithm is going to use for the frequent patterns. Both of the a priori and FP growth algorithm is used the horizontal data format. So that horizontal data format is nothing but that the original data that has been saved in the original database, that has been saved in the original data warehouse. So that will be the horizontal data format. There will also a vertical data format. Next is, what are the advantages and disadvantages of FP growth algorithm? So we will take the advantage of FP growth algorithm. So first advantage is, this algorithm is need to scan the database 2 times. Only 2 times when it is going to compare with the a priori, that is scanning the transactions for each of the iteration, for each. Suppose in a priori, when we are using the a priori, if suppose one item it has to check, it will go from restarting to end. Again for next item, it has to go for next again for the next scan. So like this, again and again iteration will be there. But in FP growth, iteration will be for only 2 times. Second advantage is, the pairing of items is not done in this algorithm, because that is making it faster in nature. So the combination that will work for the each of the elements, that is not using for the combination of the set of items. Third advantage is, the database will be stored in the compact version in the memory, right? So because it is using the tree-like structure, and the repetition will not be there. That is assigning some of the values for one time, and that is iterating for a second time. But there will be no misuse of any space in the memory. So that will be the compact version of memory. If suppose A has been saved one time, so in memory that will be saved. How many times it has been occurred? It has been counted as 3. So that is a support count related to the A data point. It is efficient and scalable for mining both of the long pattern and short frequent pattern. What are the disadvantages of frequent pattern growth algorithm? The first disadvantage is FP tree is the more cumbersome and difficult to build than a priori, because again and again we have to know any if users they can use the FP growth algorithm. So we have to understand about the what is the model, what is the actually what is the set of rules we have to follow. So that is difficult rather than a priori. In a priori directly we have to search for the some item. Sometimes it may be expensive when the larger data set is there. So it has to build the whole of the data tree that has been should also use the space in high risk, so that will be very very expensive in nature. That computational cost will be high for that. Third disadvantage is when the database will be larger, the algorithm that would not fit in the shared memory. So that is a disadvantage why it is going to be expensive. Now, next question is how to achieve the efficiency in FP growth algorithm. How efficiently we are going to apply that algorithm, how efficiently we are getting the output. So efficiency of algorithm will be using by the three of the techniques when we will use, then we will achieve that. The first is a larger database that is compressed into a highly condensed, that much smaller data structure that is going to avoid the costly and repeated data scans. That will be the first technique. Second technique is our FP tree based mining that is going to adopt a frequent pattern fragment growth approach, a method that is going to avoid the costly generation of number of candidate key that was used in the a priori algorithm. Third is a partitioning based divide and conquer method will be used in the FP growth algorithm, because that is going to decompose the mining task in the set of smaller tasks for mining the confined pattern. So for that it is going to use the conditional databases. Conditional base tree will be there, that will be formed later, but before that we have to make the conditional FP growth base, so that which dramatically reducing the search space. So these are the three techniques. By this we are going to achieve the efficiency, we can say. Next question is list the applications of FP growth algorithm. So what are the applications are related to the FP growth algorithm if we will apply on some application area? So the focus of FP growth algorithm basically it is on fragmenting the paths of items, and it is going to mine the frequent patterns. So these are the two basic focus of FP growth algorithm while we are opting for FP growth algorithm. It can be used for the text mining, medical analysis and many more fields. So these are the few applications where we can apply the FP growth algorithm. So that was all about the today's class. We have taken the some question for the FP growth algorithm. Thank you for watching.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.